Because he can give you tears of sorrow. And in the midst of those tears of sorrow, he'll give you tears of joy. So that's what I'm calling on for today, those tears of joy. So starting at verse 10, I'm reading from the New King James Version. It says, and when Pharaoh drew near, the children of Israel lifted their eyes and beheld the Egyptians march after them. So they were very afraid. And the children of Israel cried out to the Lord. Then they said to Moses, because there is no graves in Egypt, have you taken us away to die in the wilderness? Why have you so dealt with us to bring us up out of Egypt? Is it not the word that we told you in Egypt, saying, let us alone, that we may serve the Egyptians? For it would have even been better for us to serve the Egyptians than that we should die in the wilderness. Moses said to the people, do not be afraid. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will accomplish for you today. For the Egyptians who you see today, you shall see again no more forever. The Lord will fight for you, and you shall hold your peace. And the Lord said to Moses, why do you cry to me? Tell the children of Israel to go forward, but lift up your rod and stretch out your hand over the sea and divide it. And the children of Israel shall go on dry ground through the midst of the sea. Let's go down to verse 21. I'm gonna add some more verses later, but that'll be in the sermon. But we'll go here and say, and then Moses stretched out his hand, verse 21, over the sea, and the Lord caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all that night, and made the sea into dry land, and the waters were divided. So the children of Israel went into the midst of the sea on dry land, on dry ground, and the waters were a wall to them on their right hand and their left. And the Egyptians pursued and went after them into the midst of the sea, all Pharaoh's horses, his chariots, and his horsemen. This morning, help the Holy Spirit, I'm going to talk about moving forward. That's our only option. Those of you, I don't usually do this, but I did this time because of nothing but God. I go back and look at sermons, but I just kind of look at them, see where God was taking me through this time. But this one kept sticking with me because I wanted to do this. I wanted to do that. I wanted to do this. I wanted to do that. None of them would stay. And God just kept showing me this. Friday night, while we were here at the wait, young man got up, and it's kind of funny because I used to knock head with the young man when he tried to play basketball for the church team back in the day. And I was telling PJ, I said, we didn't have the best basketball team. I told Dr. J, we didn't have the best basketball team, but we had a lot of fun. I think we were like one in however many games we played. But the thing about it, we showed up and had fun. But he got up there and he said that Sister Levita always told you to go forward. She always encouraged you to go forward. So that's where the option hit me today to say, hey, because I wanted to tell y'all about new beginnings, but you can't have new beginnings without going forward. And I was like, well, God, I don't want to be said I'm doing a retread. And he said, no, I'm going to show you something different in the same scriptures that you studied before. And then as I was going through it, like I said, I went through it and I kept scratching stuff out because he was giving me this. And I add to this, he'd give me that. So to make a long, to tie it all in together, a few months ago, I changed jobs. And I was kind of at a standstill. And I almost went back. Instead of going into the direction I had been going into, staying in education, I started to go back. I told my wife, maybe I'll just go back to being a warehouse clerk and all this and that. And she said, nope, because you wanted to coach and you like working with the kids. Then let me tell you how the devil did. I'm on I think it was Instagram. Yeah, I have Instagram now. It's really weird for me to have Instagram because I always thought I was too old for it, but I couldn't keep up with my coaching staff without having Instagram. And I saw this thing for a job where all you had to have was a pickup truck. And I can just go deliver stuff. They gonna load it and unload it. I just drive it. So there it is. I'm finna go back this black truck up every day, let them put some stuff on the back of my truck, drive it to the next destination, let them take it out. Guess what? I could never get to the inbox. Never could get to the inbox. But I was steady sending out job applications to different school districts. My friends were looking out for me, but stuff wasn't working out. And I didn't realize I had been off work that long. Because you know why? God never left me or forsake me. He kept us. Y'all didn't even know I was semi-retired because I never said I was unemployed. I said I was semi-retired. But I didn't like the semi-retirement. See, God will bless you where you are, but you got to go forward. Fast forward, I'm back into the education department. I'm working with a group of young people that I'm loving, and I've only been there a couple of weeks, but I can see God's got something there for me. Fast forward to the day, to the lesson. We all had either read or have been told about the story of the children of Israel and how they crossed the Red Sea on dry land. But today, my assignment is to encourage us to continue to go forward, the true direction that God wants us to proceed in. When you look at any attempt to move forward, the one thing that comes to my mind is progression. But then when I hear the word progression, the one thing that comes to my mind is moving forward. As a Christian, that should be our sole purpose because we are now on a more positive path in our lives. Because remember, we were born again out of a life of sin, and now our lives are going in a direction of blessings and prosperity. You have to understand that blessings and prosperity go together. But what we want to do is we want the prosperity and we don't want to work for no blessing. Remember, we got to praise him a little bit, get some blessing. But if I'm praising him and my blessings are coming, prosperity is right there with it. So don't look past your prosperity, harping on your blessing. So why not have a positive mind? A positive mindset. I've always said to myself that everything that God allows for me is positive. Now, I know some of y'all might be saying, well, okay, Elder, but everything that I've experienced as a Christian has not always been good. So how can everything that I have experienced as a Christian be positive? Well, guess what? I'm glad you asked. That's a very good question. And I'm going to try to answer it like this. He brought you to it. He brought you through it. And he brought you out of it. If you can't look at it like that, that's all progression. Moving forward. He brought me to it. I had his protection. He brought me through it. I was still covered by it. Then he brought me out of it. Now my prosperity is showing up. So remember, the Bible says that all things work together for the good of those that love God, to them that are called according to his purpose. You got to remember that, those that love God. Because we got a lot of people that believe in God, but don't love God. And then you got some people that love God, but don't believe in God. And then you wonder, how is that? How is that? That is so, to me, it is so confusing when I hear people saying, well, I believe in God, but I can't go to church. Because the church people do this, and church people do that. But you'll go to Walmart tomorrow, and they get your order wrong, and you'll go right back the next day after you get your refund, and you'll go right back to the store. But we'll stop coming to church just because sister so-and-so or brother so-and-so looked at me a certain way. I see, my mother used to tell us all the time, pray for their eyes. They got a problem. And I was wondering what she was meaning by that. And what she was saying was, you didn't do anything wrong. You don't know what they're going through. I tell people all the time, please, please, please. And I'm saying this now. Forgive me if I have looked at you in a certain type of way you thought I was. No. God be dealing with me sometimes, and it just shows. And it has nothing to do with what I'm looking like. It has nothing to do with you. It's sometimes I'm asking God, why now? Why are you doing this right now? God, I asked for forgiveness yesterday. Now you're just not giving me why? And then first thing I do, there's somebody, well, Elder Tubbs looking funny today. You know why? He's getting whooped by God right now. And he's trying to make sure that he's doing the right thing. That's where the blessing and the prosperity comes together. That's the moving forward part of a Christian. Because I'm going through some stuff. I don't have to show what I'm going through. You don't have to know it. You just have to understand that he's got me and he's got you. How he deals with me might not be the same way he deals with you. It was 6 of us growing up in the house. My sister is here to tell me. We got dealt with in different ways. We had a set of rules, but there were certain things that we got dealt with a different way. Remember, it was 5 girls and me. So do you think they dealt with the 5 girls the same way they dealt with me? Let them tell it. And I'm still up here doing it. Let them tell it I was the most spoiled child ever. Let me tell it I couldn't get away with nothing. Oh, that mother sister here too. But here's the thing. We were held accountable to the things that we did right and the things we did wrong. But the way they dealt with us was different. Because I'm not Rose. Rose is not Priscilla. Priscilla's not me. None of us are Peggy, and we can't be Martha. God bless our soul that the Lazarus was called home. But we all had 6 different personalities. And we had to understand that the way we were being raised was the way it was going to help us. The way God deals with you is going to help you. You might think, oh, he's getting all these blessings. Are you still breathing? You're getting some blessings too. We have to realize that as long as I'm being, as long as I'm living, my blessings are shown. Just because you don't live in the big house on the hill, do you have shelter? You're being blessed. I had to get there. I'm serious. My best friend, and I know this brother makes 7 figures, but to meet him, you wouldn't think he made no more money than I do, because the way we appreciate each other. I tell him all the time, man, he'll tell me in a minute. No, you don't, because there's more problems. And then I thought about it, they had a rap song, more money, more problems. Every time our little money situation got better at the house, we had more problems. I didn't want to be broke, but we've come to the conclusion we want to be comfortable. God has made us comfortable in more than just the money that we have. He's made us comfortable in our lives. Did not know when we were asked in that it was going to be a spiritual thing. We were thinking about the physical. Because it was a money conversation that Sister Tubbs and I was having. And we would, hey, we do this, do that. Because I've already said if I ever hit the lottery, my tithes are paid. And they be like, well, you don't pay it enough. I know I don't. Because I don't trust the lottery. But I do trust God. And that's the thing. How can I put my trust in something that could be here today and gone tomorrow? Fad, faith, and deceiving. That's what a fad is to me. It's faith and deceiving. Don't get caught up in fads. God is real. If he's going to get you through it, to it, and by it, to it, through it, and out of it, he's got to have your sole attention. So here we go throughout. Okay. All right. Anytime that you're going anywhere, the best way to get there is in a forward direction. When you think about it, I had a cousin, she would give us directions. I used to always wonder why we would always say, go straight down the street, go straight down the street, go straight down the street. But when she would give you directions, she would say, go forward, turn right. Okay, go forward, turn right, turn left, go forward. And I didn't get it. But when I was studying, I said, that's what God tells us, go forward. I'll tell you when to turn. But if you think about it, when you turn, what direction are you going in? Forward. No matter where you turn, when God is leading you, you're still going forward. I'm a football coach, so here's my football analogy. Offenses are trying to get down the field, going forward, correct? The defense is trying to keep you from going down the field. Which way are they going? Forward. So now I got a force that's going against it. The devil is your defense. There are certain things we do now that I'm a defensive coach now, and it's hard for me sometimes to not peek and see what the offense is doing. So now as a defense coach, I got to make sure I'm not letting that progression happen. If I use that spiritually, that's the way the devil works. He's on the defensive to keep your forward progression from happening. But the one thing about the offensive part that God works with us, we can't go too fast. Because in football, if you go too fast, it's called illegal procedure. Now, my destination hasn't changed, but my area, my time of distance to getting there has. So in other words, I've slowed down a blessing because I moved before God wanted me to. He wants us to go on 1. I keep going on set. He wants me to go on 2. I'm going on 1. So instead of going 10 yards, now I got 15, 20. After a while, it's out of the way. God said, look, the progression I got you on is at the pace I need you on. Sometimes we want to go ahead of God and we get past where he wants us. I missed out on so many blessings because I thought I knew what I was doing. And I had to understand that God was was the one to lead and guide me. So if he's going to lead and guide me, I got to listen. We get a couple of scriptures in us and we know. I had a cousin of mine and God bless him. I preached my first sermon. I hadn't seen this boy in probably 4 or 5 years. Ooh, cuz, it's time for you to be the pastor of the church. Hold up, man. I just put 3, 4 scriptures together. I'm not ready to do that. And we have to watch that. Because people have your best interest in hand, but the devil will work in your mind to those words when they come out. They are coming out in love, but because he don't want you to see your next blessing the way you're supposed to get it, he'll twist it in the air, and then you're missing out on something. So what I want to say is today is stay on the path God got you. You might not think it's fast enough, but it's right. It's your pace. You ever think about it? It's your pace. I've never run a marathon. We used to run cross country, and I wasn't good at it. I'm just going to tell you the truth. I just wasn't good. I mean, anything over 200, we ran yards. So anything over 220 yards, I was in trouble. First time I ran a quarter, 440. I think it was 8 of us running. I came in 6th. And wasn't mad when the coach said, you ain't got to run it no more. I was fine with that. And then when I saw my times, they were getting ready to run the next race before I finished. I was like, man, this ain't me. So I had to understand that I had to pace myself. And as Christians, we have to pace ourselves. If we're not where we think we should be, just keep thanking God for where you are. See, a lot of times we get frustrated with where we're not. But God said, I got you exactly where you need to be. And when you find out, that's that positive thinking. That's that way we get past, I'm looking at what somebody else has. The children of Israel, they had, if you read the whole story, if you read it, it's amazing how they got into predicament in the first place. If you know what's going on, if you look at what's going on in our world right now, it's reminding me of that. Because they went from paper to gold. Now, gold is the big thing. Have y'all been noticing? They started bringing out Bitcoins and all that. Watch what the devil does. He changes things, and then we miss it. So now you got the children of Israel who were the proper and proper. Now they're the slaves. And they've cried out to God, get me out of this, get me out of this, get me out of this. God sends them a deliverer, and now they want to go back. How is it that we always ask God for stuff, and then when he gives it to us, well, God, I need to talk to you about this. I asked you for this, but I really didn't need it. I mean, like this. Like I said, I got a good friend, and I always laugh when I see her because she asked the God, and I've told y'all about it. She asked God for a Cadillac. God gave her a brand new Cadillac. She said, I got to go back and pray and tell God, hey, I need one I can afford. But he gave you what you asked for. That's what we have to realize too. Just like he gives it to you. The way I give it to y'all, this is the way God gave it to me. I don't know no other way to get. I said, I want to do this. God said, that's not you. I got you where I need you. I got you. I'm working on you how I want to work on you. And when you understand that as a Christian, you'll be doing some great things. Getting back to this, there are many things that we take for granted because God has been taking care of us and everything is going well. We can get into a sense of entitlement and feel that whatever we want and think that we deserve, it should be ours. Well, I stopped by to tell you today that we as Christians need to get to the point that the only way to achieve a kingdom work is to keep moving forward. In our scriptures today, we see that the children of Israel are faced with an obstacle that they felt they could not overcome. When I look at this story, I think everyone, I always did have the tendency to focus on what God did for his people. But now after studying, and God opened my eyes to look deeper, I see God getting his people to move forward by using their faith. Moving forward, moving forward can seem so easy and so hard sometimes because this means there must be some change. And we look at the story, It has to do with moving away from what they had come accustomed to. It's kind of hard when you think of that they were slaves about to be freed, but would rather stay where they were than to go forward to something better. Remember, they were promised to enjoy a land flowing with milk and honey. That was good stuff back then. But now, I just got 3 points, and I'm going to get out of your way. Now, back then, told them they were going to a land flowing with milk and honey. So, I'm going to translate it into today. You finna be balling. I'm sending you somewhere you're going to be on top of things. Nothing has to worry. You're going to be out of control. You're going to be on top compared to where you were. But you have to understand that to get there, it's going to take a little bit of work. It's going to take a little faith. No, God, I just want the big thing. How many of y'all, when y'all were little and you get your gifts under the Christmas tree and they tell you you open your present, how many of y'all opened the big present first? None of us waited to see our little stuff. We wanted the big gift first. Why? Because it's eye-catching. When they were told by God's servant Moses, told them, I'm taking you to a land, God's going to deliver you to a land flowing with milk and honey. All they could think of, it was better than where I was. And that's what they saw. Remember, when you've been on top and things get knocked out from under you, and now you're at the bottom, it looks like it's so far. But to get back up there, it's such a blessing. I was talking to my daughter last night, and we was talking about, I'm gonna fix this because I don't want nobody to think I'm talking about. I don't know who's looking on live. I got a lot of preacher friends, and I'm not talking about y'all that's watching me right now. But I had some preachers when I first started preaching, they weren't doing everything that thus says the Lord. And I was hanging right there with them. And I felt like, hey, they still prospering. I might need to do it this way. I felt so quick. And I asked God about it. God said, because what I have for you is for you. And then I said to myself, I told Jeff, I said, well, we don't know what they suffered through. But I know what I suffered through. And I knew I couldn't do it like that. So I had to make sure I did stuff in line. Am I doing stuff right every day? No. Am I walking on water? No. Do I make mistakes? Yes. Probably going to make one when me and Pam get in the car because it's something I'm going to say that's not going to make her happy. She's going to forgive me. Praise God. She'll forgive me and we can get to the next day. But the thing about it, we have to remember this earthly vessel has so many flaws. But the good thing about it, our mechanic, we got a mechanic that stands up high and looks low. And he can fix all that stuff. I don't care what you need. I'm not a big mechanic. My dad told me it was 2 types of people growing up. Ones that fix cars and ones that keep a job to pay somebody to fix your car. I'm the latter. I make sure I keep it. And then I got a great brother-in-law that man fix anything. So when I think about how God, all I had to do is pull into the garage. I need my oil change. He'll take care of it. Need my wheels rotated. He'll take care of it. Sometimes I got too many miles on and my odometer needs to be turned back. He'll do that for you too. See, a lot of times, that's illegal. But God can fix stuff where he can clean your slate and none of the stuff that you dealt with before is even there. I am amazed of the clean time that I have in my life when I see people that didn't know I had been clean and sober this long. I'm not ashamed to say every November 18th, I celebrate a year. And this past November 18th, I celebrate 20 years. So I'm thankful to God and don't look like what I've been through. That's what I'm talking about, how God can just wipe this stuff off. But I can't be sitting up here thinking I'm better than somebody else because he did it for me. I need to be encouraging and let him know that he can do it for you. So we got a group of people, they're getting ready to go across this water, but you done brought me out. And now think about this too. Back in the story, let me go back just a bit. I'm going to go to my first point. That way we can get there. All right. The dangers they felt. The dangers they felt. Now, mind you, they had been slaves for years. Years. But water, flowing water, they couldn't get across, made them stop. The dangers they faced because they did not believe God brought me this far. Remember, theologian told me, I'm telling you like that. My godfather said that the children of Israel, this is the way they walked in the when they were in the wilderness. This is their journey. Their journey in the wilderness was just like this. This was their journey in the wilderness. So everything they saw was really the same thing they saw every day. God, we had a cloud by day, kept them cool because it's hot in the desert. Fire by night because I found out in the desert it gets cold. Every morning they had manna. They didn't have to work for the manna. They just got up and gathered the manna. But this is their journey. So I'm seeing the same thing over and over. We call it Groundhog Day. Same thing over and over. But guess what? God's blessing me. Same thing over and over. Same thing over and over. He's still blessing me. I'm still getting blessed. Guess what? Ain't no Walmarts, no clothing stores, no clothes, whatever you buy, JC Penney, none of that. My clothes don't wear out. Ain't no Nike stores, so my sneakers and my sandals don't run out. But I'm still traveling. But guess what? I'm still under the umbrella of God. You know why? He's got me where he needs me right now. See, sometimes this journey that we be on, but if y'all notice, I'm steady going forward. I might not be getting nowhere, but guess what? God got me. See, y'all thinking, well, what is he doing? Well, guess what? This is the way they travel. And they have been seeing a lot of things. I ain't got dizzy yet. I'm okay. But here's the thing. We have to realize that God had them. No matter what they were going through, I still got you. And we get away from that sometimes. We think about because stuff is going bad for me. God ain't, where are you, God? Well, Bill said a couple weeks ago, footsteps in the sand. 2 sets. You know he's there. 1 set, where were you? I was carrying you. When you realize that 1 set is him carrying you, you can, that journey you on, it ain't long. You know why? I'm with God. If I don't keep that journey with God, I can get lost. And you say, well, Elder, you were going around in circles. I've seen people go around in circles and get lost. We've gone on trips and got lost. Map in hand. Map scope talking to you and got lost. Sister Tubbs and I always had this joke. We're not going to talk to each other while we're on this trip. Because I'm going to tell her wrong, she's going to tell me wrong. But guess what? We both going to be right. How? We ain't got it together. And that's what we do to God. God sent us on a trip, and we tell him, no, God, that ain't the way I want to go. And the children of Israel were like, you done brought us out of here to die? And I mean, you look at, when you read the story, it is so amazing how you want to go back to building the pyramids with your hands. You're going to a land that's flowing with milk and honey. But I want to go back to where we started when they were beating me. I always said it's kind of like when you're working in the yard and you got those good tools, but we go choose the ones that's old, rusted, broke off. You know, that hoe, when you use that hoe, you got a hoe. But I don't want that good one. I want the one I got going there. It's got about that much pole on the end. And I'm out there with it. And God said, I gave you the tools. But what you choose to use, we don't use it all the time. The tool of faith comes to you as soon as the tool of faith is born in you. As a non-believer, you have faith. Because you're getting your car. If you don't know Christ, you'll get in your car, crank it up every day, go to work. Don't say, well, Lord, help me today. Just get in and go. Come in this building. Don't believe in God, but I sit down in that chair and the pew didn't give away. I go to get something to eat. And because that establishment sells food, I know I can get it there. But when God says, trust me and have faith in me, we question it. You never go in Whataburger and say, hey, y'all got enough hamburgers today? Because I want to make sure y'all got enough hamburgers for our order. Now, I have gone to some Whataburgers that ain't had nothing. And it's upsetting. But when you go to God and with your faith, He's saying just use your faith. Just use your faith. Faith is a weapon that we choose not to use or we don't use it the right way. We here at TCAP, we should be just like the children. We should be like the children of Israel who celebrated coming out. We just celebrated 44 years of being in one place. A lot of churches can't say that. So what can I say? God has been with us. So are we going to be thankful and grateful? Or are we going to sit there and get in a dilemma? Well, we ain't doing it. We got to get to a point to where we thank God for everything. That's what it is. We have to thank God for everything. It might not look like I want it to look right now, but I thank God for it because I can see it. When I talk about vision, y'all have to realize I've had some issues with vision across my years of living, and it bothers me sometimes when people say I can't see. I've been blind just a few months ago. My wife and I were coming home. I could not see. Literally half a mile from the house, and I could not get us there. And I had to go and have these treatments and stuff like that. And then all I asked God was for the sight you give me, I'm going to thank you for it. The sight you give me, I'm going to thank you for it. We used to have, we played ball, the big thing was peripheral vision. Can you see on the side? Well, on this side, I can't. So if I was playing football, I'd tell everybody right now, I'm going to run this way and this way only. Because I can see this over here. But I thank God for what I see because he made me focus on the things I needed to see. And you don't realize it until you get to go through some stuff that he will put you in a place where you got to focus on what he's doing. So he's trying to tell the children, y'all got to focus on me. I've been doing for you the whole time. You ain't been focused. You just been taking this trip. So stop taking the trip and start enjoying God on the trip. My next point is the dilemma that they were in. The dilemma they were in, they was at the bank. Flowing water. We can't get on the other side. Moses, why you do this to us? They kept blaming Moses. Poor Moses had went to God and told him, there's too many people for me to deal with in the first place. These folk, you want me, they say he had a speech impairment and all this and that, but you got me dealing with these people. And the funny thing about it was, these are the same people that saw the same thing that he saw. Think about it. Moses had an experience in the wilderness, went back and told Pharaoh what God told him to tell him. Then they saw the plagues and they don't even bother them. But when they wiped the blood above their doorways and their firstborn sons lived and they walked out of there, you still tell me you don't believe what God can do? Instead of them saying, Moses, you brought me here. Hey, Moses, have you called on God? That was... And I noticed the only way we get this is we read it like it is. The way I get it is the way God gave it to me. So I give it back to you. I always wonder, well, why did the people not just look to Moses for the good? But they looked to Moses like, Moses, you brought us out here to just kill us. You brought us away. We could have been back eating. And it wasn't the best of food. But they would all just go, we got this manna, but you could have gave us. They could have had leeks, onions, and some other vegetables. Now, I do onions. I'm not have a problem. But, a lot of people don't. But that's what you craving right now? But you told us about this millennium milk and honey. It's kind of like if I promise to take you somewhere, and when you get there, you're not impressed with what I'm taking you. But I am. And then you wonder, why is he impressed with this? This is low standards to me. But God is saying, I'm taking you to give you my best. I chose you. They should have been excited just being God's chosen people. That's where our faith kicks in. My faith starts growing when I understand that I'm one of God's chosen. And I can't be jealous because you're with him too. I should be happy because now we're linked together. The numbers grow. The numbers get tougher. What they say, united we stand, divided we fall. So that means if I got more people with me, I got a good chance. We are, in my days of trying to be bad and fighting and all that stuff, we went to a side of town one night going to fight. We didn't check our numbers. I'm just going to say it like that. Let's just say we changed our plans. We didn't leave with no knots, but we didn't. So you have to wonder who's in it with you. They got the #1 champion of everything in it with them. And they're worried about what's behind them and what's in front of them. God said, #1, you shouldn't even worry about what's behind you because I'm taking you forward. So let's deal with this water. Let's deal with this water. Because you know what happened? My last point, I'm going to take my seat. Their deliverer came to their rescue. Told Moses, look here, tell them people to stand still. And when you watch the 10 Commandments, they leave this part out. It took them a whole day, all night to get across the Red Sea. It wasn't that little 5 or 10 minute scenario they showing the movie. It took them all day. It was at night when they finally got the last person across and God closed that sea up. But they also don't tell you in the movie that the horses, the chariots, the wheels started falling. They couldn't travel. God started working on them even before he put the water, so the people could still get across. You think about, we're talking about hundreds of thousands and millions of people going across this water. No, going across this dry land. My godfather, I used to love how he used to say, he said, God stacked water on top of water. And to me, that just blessed me as a child because I knew I couldn't do it. So I knew it had to be only God. 6, 7-year-old child hears somebody, God stacking water on top of water. Just think about it. Because we always had a joke. You know, I'm a big I'm a big George Clinton fan. You know, I came through the funk year. Yeah. So George never had a song. And one of the lines was, you know the secret of walking on water? It's knowing where the rocks are. God didn't have to have no rocks. He was the rock. And he could walk on water. But here's the thing. Them people say, well God, I done fed you. I've been keeping you. You think I'm going to leave you? That's what he's telling us today. I fed you. I'm going to keep you. Do you think I'm going to leave you? Today is the day that we understand that 25 might not have did us right. 25, we had some ups and downs in 25. But 26 is where we're going. And no matter what you do, 26 is going to happen. Now, my grandmother used to always mess with us. I don't know how many of y'all watched the match game back in the day. Match game. And every year when the match game was wrapping up, they talk about the next year. And this is like middle of December, probably in November. Match game 74. And she's like, you don't even know if you're going to see that. And I couldn't understand why she was saying what she was telling us was, thank God for where we are. There's the future number right there. We're going to ask God to give it to us. But she had a problem with them advertising. We'll see you in the new year. You don't know that. But I do know I got God. So if he going to get me to whatever day I get, I'm thankful for it. So as he opens that Red Sea for us to cross through, and we go across on dry land, I'm going to tell you right now, I know some of them people was dancing. Because you going across on dry, I'm looking at, and I said it before, the wall of water, fish and everything else is still swimming. But they're not messing with me. I'm walking through here. Because this is what God has made a path for me. He makes a path for us. There's a commercial I love this commercial to use with this analogy. Fidelity, it always talks about follow the green path to financial wellness. And they have a green path down through there. And the guy's on the path. And the Fidelity guy's out front. And he never looks back. He's out front. And the guy just supposed to stay on the path. And all of a sudden he stops. And he said, hey, you're off the path. And you look behind him, and the man is window shopping. He's window shopping. He's not on the path. We got to stop window shopping. God got us on the path. Stop window shopping. What's there for you is there for you. God is going to get it to you to a point. You're going to see it. You're going to be in it. You're going to be blessed by it before you even know it. Before you even know it. When I went back to school, I didn't realize how close it was to graduation till the lady called. I'm going to tell you like this. I got a blessing in the midst of going back to school for the bachelor's. We had to do professional development. Well, I had a full-time job. And those places I had to go for professional development was always 8 to 5, 9 to 5. And I told my advisor, I said, hey, I can't get these professional development points because I can't never make an appointment to go and be a mentor, not a mentor, but be an intern here and an intern there. And she said, well, Mr. Vernon, just do your work. And I kept doing my work, and I was telling parents, I messed around, I got 3. Because the Pee Wee Football Association I was with, and then I joined something else. So I had 3. I needed 12. Listen to that number. I needed 12 more to get my professional development. So we're 6 months maybe from graduation, and it looks like I'm going to have to go to the summer because I ain't going to be able to get these professional development points. And she calls me up and said, hey, I'm scared. I see the number. I don't know if y'all like me, but if I don't know your number, I'm not answering. So I got an unknown number come up. I'm thinking it's a bill collector. I ain't got no money for you. I'm not answering. And I get the message, hey, this is, I can't remember her name. Oh, man, I can't remember her name. But she says, I need you to call me. It's very important. I'm like, dang it. Something else for graduation. So I called her and she said, hey, Mr. Vernon, guess what? All your professional development points been waived. See, only God can do that. And now I'm upset because my 3, the little 3 I had, they waived them too. What am I trying to say? Because of where I'm at with God and because of where we all can be. I'm not the only one. God wants to do for us all. Because he could have said with those group that came out of Egypt, y'all ain't listening, y'all murmuring, y'all can't go. I'm going to let Pharaoh get y'all. But God said, nah, y'all all my children. So I'm saying that today, we are God's children. We've been dealt some blows, but we can go forward. That's our only option. It's not to stand still and I'm just going to sit here and wait on the Lord. Well, come on now. It's some work to do. That's just like, when people talk about looking for jobs, and I'm looking for a job, ain't nobody call. Have you been looking? Because they're like, I think my stepfather told me one time, opportunity knocks. But he's just going to come to the door and say, hey, I'm opportunity. You got to get out there and make it. So if they had not crossed over, God could have separated the water and they stood there. They just stood there. And Moses and the few that believed could have just crossed. But they all crossed. Even the ones that did not have a level of faith that they should have had crossed. God said, I'm blessing the faith that you have already. Faith the size of a mustard seed. And we know that's the smallest seed. I'm blessing that. But God, I want mine to grow. Because you give us all a measure of faith. So I'm going to start using my little mustard seed faith. I want it to grow to a lemon seed. I want it to get even bigger than that. I want it to be just the whole watermelon and all the seeds in it. That's what I want. That's the type of faith I want. But you got to work it. If I give you, God saying, look, like I say, everybody was born with faith. But how do we use it? As I get ready to take my seat, your only option, you can take it. I mean, you got other options. But as Christians, our only option is to go forward. I'm going forward because that's where God wants me to go. If God wanted me to stay back, he'd have set me down a long time ago. Now, when I wasn't going in the right direction, he set me down and let me see what forward looked like. But what I really love about God is he's always there. So as we continue to pray for the Goodspeed family and that lady that always tells us to go forward, she's living in us for us to go forward. She was always pushing. Even when I went back to school, she was big on it. So I have to say this. As I get ready to take my seat, I appreciate y'all listening. I appreciate your prayers. This was tough. But like I said, God gave me this. And I had this all flashy. Let's go on to 26. And God said, no, we need to re-encourage the people. There's time to go forward. So as we get ready to open the doors of the church, open the doors of church, I'm with Baptist on y'all. As we get ready for prayer, if you stand in need of prayer this morning, we're here for you. And they used to say it like this: if you backslid, you want to ask God for forgiveness, we're here for you. If you don't have a church home and you're looking for one, I'm gonna tell you, Philadelphia is a pretty good place. Served here, and I found it to be a pretty good place. But most of all, we're here for you.
These are the announcements for the Church at Philadelphia. This year, the Church at Philadelphia is being intentional about the total man. The Church at Philadelphia is being intentional about spiritual growth, emotional wellness, social responsibility, purposeful living, physical health, financial stewardship, intellectual development, vocational excellence, and relational health. The TCAP family would like to wish a happy birthday and happy anniversary to everyone celebrating in December. May God continue to bless you with many, many more. Attention TCAP family, the church-wide fundraiser is still going on. It is our drive to 10K. Please be sure to check with your deacon for more details. Attention all ministry leaders at TCAP. Please submit any upcoming events to the church office as soon as possible. You can submit these events to tcapchurch@aol.com. The TCAP fundraiser, Fill the Box, is still going on. Please report to the Christ Center and fill the box with clothing, apparel, shoes, household items such as kitchenware and non-fabric decor. Attention TCAP family, please join us every Wednesday night for online Bible study with Dr. J and Lady J on Facebook and YouTube. Attention TCAP family, please invite your family and friends to come worship with us every Sunday morning. At 8:15, we have intercessory prayer. At 9 a.m., we have Life University. And at 10:30 a.m., we have our morning worship service. Invite your friends and family out to come to the Church at Philadelphia to experience a mighty move of God. These have been the announcements for the Church at Philadelphia. Please govern yourselves accordingly. The Church at Philadelphia, the place to experience the love of God.
Thank you so much for joining us today for our live worship service. We're grateful to have spent time in faith and fellowship with you today. We invite you to join us again on Wednesday, online at 7 p.m. for our midweek service, and next Sunday at 10:30 a.m. for another exciting worship experience. Until then, stay blessed and have a wonderful week.